Hi there, and welcome to this demonstration of center of gravity and how you can do it in a simple way. My name is David Leifson. I am a partner of a log hub based in Sweden, and I want to show you how you can do the center of gravity easily and in a fun and a simple way. And center of gravity is good for if you're thinking about how your transportation network is set up, how your distribution network is set up, and so on. So the question is why do we want to look at center of gravity? Well, center of gravity is good for if you're looking into transportation cost. We might have a high transportation cost. We might have a long lead time due to inefficient network. Like I said now, inefficient network, and there are other methods as well. So there can be many why we want to look at our center of gravity. How can we do this? Well, I'm seeing that it's lagging a little bit behind. We can do this in Excel, and that's quite time consuming in doing so. We need to set up formula and make up the calculation and so on. And then there is the other way of using the supply chain apps from LogHub that I'm going to show you. You can use it in a simple and easy way. So let's see how we really can do this in a fun way and in a good manner. So without further talking, let's dive straight into how we can use center of gravity and how it looks like. What I want to show you now is the final result of the center of gravity. What we have here is the map, and the map is showing two different cases that I have set up, and I have it all in here. So you see, you get quite a good visualization. So we have case number 1 with 3 centers and case number 2 with 5 centers. And let's say we can increase the size of this. What we can do here is we want to look at case number 1. What we do firstly, we just hide the relation, the locations, and the centers. So you can see here, you have in case number 1, 3 centers. You have 1 on the West Coast. You have 1 here in the center, and then 1 in the north, serving the north customers. But the fun thing, a really good thing with this program is that you can put layer on layer, so you can do multiple cases with different scenarios. So let's say we want to look at case number 2. So what we do here, we'll just hide the case number 1. We just hide it by this. We take a relation, the location, and the centers. Now you can see the calculation gave us a different setup. In this case, it's 5 centers. Still, we are in the West Coast, we are in the center, and we are here up in the north. But you have additional here up in the mid-north section of Sweden. You have 1 center, and then in the south, supplying the south of Sweden. So what we can do with this, if you want to look at further at where more exactly those centers are. Then we can do is zoom in with the mouse. You have a plus and minus here, and you can see, in this case, we can see that Gothenburg is here, and we have a center that's quite close to Gothenburg. So it's somewhere in between. This gives us just the exact location of where your center should be. This is not taken into account a possible warehouse. For that, we have another set of apps. So this is more like giving you a precise location of the centers and focusing on the least number of kilometers that you need to travel from each center. So you can see, you can go down here and you can see where the center is, and then you can just, by clicking on it, you can get this is center number 2, and this has been assigned weight of 607,238 kilos. And as well, you can then just close this. You can then, for example, if you go up to more North Sweden, we can look at where exactly is this close to some city, or is this just out in the woods. So you can get a better feeling of where you should maybe place your warehouse if that's the case. In this case, it might be Umeå that's closest for warehousing. And the fun thing with this is that you can do a different kind of editing with this. You can go into the pen here. You can change the colors, different type of colors. You can have icons, you can have different size or borders and so on. So you can have maybe the different centers, different cases in different colors and so on. What I want to show you now is another visualization, and that's the KPI or the dashboard. In this case, you can only see case by case. So if you're doing different type of simulations, one with like that we had with 3 and then one with 5, then you need to save it or print it out or copy it down. So you will get the picture for both. In this case, you have for the 5 centers, you have the total weight per centers. You have it in percentage and then in total kilograms. You have the number of customers that's allocated per centers. In this case, we have center number 2. It's for it's 1,026 customers, and then you have the average median distance per center. You have the average median weight per center, and you have a number of customers per centers. And then you have accumulated customer per distance class. So you can see quite a lot of information in this here. And then you have a box plot if you're using that, as well as then finally a 3D chart with this with a different type of visualization for the setup here. So these are the 2 outputs that you get. So let's just back one more step, and then we'll get back to the Excel, because you might wonder how and where is this done. And this is done in Excel, in an add-on or in Excel. So all calculation will go back to our server, and then it will return the results back to you. So no data will be stored at our end, only when we do the calculation, and then it will be sent straight back. In this case, we have the input here. You can see the shipment reference, the date, where it's going, the street, country, zip code, city, and then in this case the weight of that shipment. And in this case we had the center of gravity. What we did was connect all the location here. We put 5 centers, then we did a calculation. And what we did here, as I showed you before, we got a map with all the location, and we got the dashboard. Then what we get for each calculation is the output data. That's also very important. And then we can either download each one, assign addresses and centers, or export everything. And in this case, I have exported everything. And then you can see that you have the name, for example, of the customer and where that customer is located, the weight, latitude and longitude, and which center that customer is assigned to. And you can see that this customer has close to 91 kilometers to go to the center that customer is allocated to. And then you can see in this case you will have center 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You will have the exact location, and you will have the weight that has been distributed to that center or allocated to that center. So you can see the difference in size of this. And this is the output. So it's fairly simple to do it. All you need for the input data, you need to have the customer, you need to have the postal code, zip code, city, and in this case weight. It's good to have the street address if you want to get more accurate data. What we have as well here in our portfolio is different apps, and in this that I was showing you is the center of gravity, and this is located in the supply chain apps of the portfolio. We have as well something called Center of Gravity Plus. That is with calculation that you can do center of gravity with weight, and then you have the volume, and then you have the revenue. So, for example, you can assign different weight to the if the revenue is most important, or the kilo is most important, or so on. What we have as well is supply chain maps, where you can set up your supply chain. You will have transportation application here. This one I really like to use when I'm doing an RFQ for transportation. So this is a shipment analyzer. This is really good if you have distribution or import or export, and you want to go to your transport company and see what we can do. Then we have some milk run optimization and transport optimization, more for companies that have their own fleet. As well, we have forecasting application here. So there are quite so many, and we have inventory simulation and ABC and so on. And this is just a short introduction to this. And just quickly to tell you about how you put it in. You need to go into the store. You need to have Excel 2016 or access to the store for the office. And what you need to do is just to find this add-on. This is called let's see, Log Hub. It's called, and then we just need to get it and install it into the system here. Then what you will have here is you will get this tab here, and then you will get the home button. We can have here is geo apps, network design, transportation, and so on. So it's fairly easy to use, simple, and very, very powerful. And what I want to do now in this short introduction here is to talk about the next step in this, and that is, if you're interested, just send me an email with your name and a company. You can send it to david.leifson@loghub.com, and you will get a trial of the pro version. We have two type of version. We have the free version, and then we have the pro or license version. The difference between those two the versions is that with a free version you get limited amount of calculation. It's good if you want to test it, and what I can do for you is to help you get the pro version and to test this and see how it could help you in your company and your work, because I think the visualization of supply chain and can be very much appreciated. And I hope that you had a really good time listening to this. I'm not going to have this any longer, and if there is any question, just send me an email, and hopefully I will hear from you. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great day.